Jordan has always done things the hard way. He made his millions in Formula One, the toughest, richest and most competitive sport in the world. He's the man who discovered Michael Schumacher and single-handedly took on the might of Ferrari and McLaren. Now, Eddie is facing his toughest ever challenge. He's trying to transform the lives of 8 hardened car criminals.
He likes cars, we like cars. He's got money, we want money.
Let's see what you know about cars.
With just 7 weeks to change their attitudes.
I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What's the problem?
He can go f*** himself.
Make them fit for the world of work.
You're pissing me off.
And build them into a winning race team. Can Eddie get their lives back on track?
This could be your last opportunity to change direction.
Eddie's project began by challenging the lads' criminal attitudes.
This has made me totally relook my way on driving and everything.
You've got to believe more in yourself. Right, and he said go, 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 go!
But turning them into a motor racing team is proving to be a much tougher task.
First thing that Mosh has to learn about karting is that the track is the black stuff, not the green stuff. That's the grass.
To make things worse, Eddie's choice of team boss
I've chosen Dave.
led to mutiny.
Don't talk to me, I'll sort you out right here.
The team's falling apart.
They're now starting to fight with each other.
Something bad's gonna come out of this.
Now, with only 4 weeks till race day, the pressure is on to shape them into a winning team.
Do you think at this moment in time you're employable? Do you think you would turn up for work?
No.
But as behaviour takes a nosedive,
I am just not going. I don't care what no one says.
Eddie's entire project begins to slip out of control.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
Things just need to change, or it's just gonna go.
I've told you, you're at the back of the queue, me and John are even first. We're senior, we pull rank.
No, you ain't.
Of course we are.
At the garage in South London, the lads are midway through their course. The project has had them working towards a qualification in mechanics with the help of trainers Phil and John.
I want to get stuck in with that banger.
The worst thing that could happen with my life is that if I go in and out of prison. But now that I'm doing this course for this project, I'll hopefully want to get some cities and guilds and get myself a career out of it.
By diverting their passion for cars in the right direction, Eddie's aim is to get them out of crime and into work.
If someone asks me what my job is, I don't want to say, yeah, I'm a thief. I go out there, I nick cars, I nick this. I want to be able to say, yeah, I'm a mechanic.
In just 4 weeks' time, they'll compete in the harsh environment of one of Britain's toughest banger races.
Do you guys know if this ran, this vehicle?
I don't know.
No, I've not seen this running.
So what? Done it run?
The Formula One boss's challenge is to get this unruly bunch of young offenders working in harmony. He's starting by taking them back to basics. To see how well they can work together, he's challenging them to a game of football at a Premier Division training ground.
It's just going to be one of them days, isn't it?
Today is about the constant belief of teamwork. And to achieve what we need to achieve for our race, we've got to have good teamwork. If we want to change the engine and a gearbox in 18 minutes between one practice and another, you need all of those mechanics working together as a team. They don't actually speak to each other because they trust each other, they have self-discipline, and they have the ability to be able to put all of the pieces together with a total trust with each other's partner. That's what today is about.
Dave, man on! Dave is trying his hardest, but it's just not good. I'm at this, I've already told him. I've never played the sport, never won it. Basically, when I got here, I couldn't to do it. I thought, there's no point to doing this, but I thought, well, I'm supposed to be showing a commitment. I want to keep my team captain in place, so I gave it a crack.
Come on, give us the ball back here. Kick the ball back.
Eddie Jordan made his fortune building successful teams. He wants to prove that he's just as committed to this one.
It's quite funny watching Eddie playing football because it doesn't look like he plays a lot. He's wearing jeans, he's got his jacket on. It just looks funny watching him play.
One game can't turn us into a team, only we can turn us into a team. If we pull together for this last 3 weeks, whatever, we can do it.
You've done a good job. Not everyone likes the sport, but football is a great ingredient for self-control, self-discipline and teamwork, which is all the things that we wanted to achieve here today. It's about building the team that I'm trying to put together, the best possible group of lads for this motor race.
As Eddie strives to unite his team, it becomes a struggle just to keep them from falling apart.
I don't care what no one says, I'm not getting out of the van.
We need to pull together on a serious level and start becoming a team.
Formula One Supremo Eddie Jordan is attempting to transform 8 car criminals into a race team. While he's called to urgent business in his Mayfair office, he's set the lads a challenge.
Today I've sent the lads to an adventure centre in Essex. What they're going to be learning is what I consider to be the absolute fundamentals of teamwork. They're going to have to learn how to trust each other and to communicate with each other.
But things get off to a bad start. Only 5 of them have turned up.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
And King may as well not have bothered.
It's too cold outside and I'm not going out there. I don't care what no one says, I'm not getting out of the van. I'm just not going. Now it's snowing, you expect me to climb that in the snow? I really don't think so. In the cold? No. Okay.
King came to the UK from Jamaica 3 years ago. His behaviour has been a problem ever since.
Sometimes I get really aggressive. I was fighting with some guy that budged me, didn't say nothing, so I asked him what's his problem. He started getting lippy, so we started fighting. He ended up on the floor, and out of curiosity I stepped in his head. I just deal with things as they come and they go.
Today, King is adamant about not joining in with the challenge.
The activity you're doing today, the abseiling, to start with, okay, you're going to be working with me and you're going to be working on trusting me, okay? The themes we're looking at today is a trust and we're going to be up high, okay? So some of you guys are going to feel a bit uncomfortable, feeling a bit of fear.
If they're going to gel as a motor racing team, they'll need to learn to communicate and trust one another. And keeping their cool on the racetrack means keeping a handle on their fear.
I think the best way to conquer a fear is to face your fear full on. If you don't face it, then you're just going to be hiding from it for the rest of your life.
I get a bit scared of heights. If I'm too high, that is. My legs sort of just start shaking and feel as though I'm going to fall down.
I'm really scared of heights.
I'm going to be the most scared out of everybody because I haven't done this for years.
I've never done it.
Well, you're going to be the scariest.
At the age of 17, Dave was thrown out by his parents for stealing cars. He's counting on the project to turn things around for him.
At times I thought that, yeah, I might slip back into crime. It's just one of those things, you think, right, what are my options out? What can I do to get somewhere? This sort of thing is the last chance.
And he's showing promise. Last week, Eddie named Dave the team boss.
How do I get it so they actually treat me as a leader?
You can become the respected leader by showing them by example.
Dave's fear of heights has put him in a tricky position.
Alright, mate. Cheerio, ta-ta.
The other lads have all abseiled confidently. To live up to his new role as leader, Dave has to be seen to succeed.
If you're feeling really scared of looking down, just keep looking either at the roof of the tower or just look at me.
I can't shut my eyes either.
Put one hand down here, hold that really tight. That's it. Go as far as you think you can, yeah? Okay, come and stand back on the edge of me. It's all right, I've got you.
No.
I had a phobia of heights, just like you too, you know, David. Like, don't think you're the only person that used to be scared of heights, you know.
I can't trust myself. And I don't know why. I should be able to trust myself. Out of everyone you can trust, you should be able to trust yourself. And I can't. I just think I'm going to do something stupid and let go of it and go flying down the wall or something.
This is the one chance you're going to get to conquer your fear with everyone supporting you 150%.
Definitely.
Honestly, bro, we're all behind you, we're all rating you.
It's your decision. Do you want to have another go?
No. I got to the edge, I was all harnessed up and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get near the edge, let alone on the edge. I don't know what was going through my mind at the time, but basically it started wobbling and it scared me again, and I thought, no.
While the rest of the team spur Dave on for the next challenge, one person seems happier alone.
Yeah, enjoying sitting down playing the games on my phone. Sometimes I could socialise with people, sometimes I like to be by myself, sometimes I'm just tired of seeing people's face.
When we did the abseiling, it's working on trusting me and conquering your fear of heights. What we're going to do now is going to do on the crate stack.
The aim of the next challenge is to stack the milk crates as high as possible. It's a second chance for Dave to face his fear.
Basically, 3s are going to interlock, and then you have the 4 on top.
Dave and Garth are attached to safety ropes and must trust Richie and Nicky to control them.
If the crates fall your way, get behind there. Okay? Yep.
If the rope controllers make a mistake, the climbers could fall.
It don't matter what it looks like as long as it's strong and it supports them. It's got to be strong and interlocked. It's got to be all linked together so it's strong, so it can take wobble and that.
Started to get a bit more confident when we done the crate objects. It was up, down. When they say swing off, I swung off. I'm getting a lot more confident on it. I reckon just the more time I spend on it, the better I'm going to get it. You got me, Nick?
We was watching each other and we had each other covered, like, so at any point, even if Dave come around my side, I was keeping an eye on him and Nick was keeping an eye on Garth, so we worked really well as a team.
They're doing all right, but as they're getting higher, it seems to be getting a bit unstable.
Having been in trouble at school and in the army for violence, Nicky's been determined to turn over a new leaf on this project.
If you don't really trust people in life, then you're not really going to get any further than where you are, really.
Thank you. Hey! Nice one.
It's the first time on the course that any kind of teamwork has been achieved, but the success of these lads has been spoiled by the 4 who aren't there.
Yeah, King's definitely let the team down, but just because it was a bit cold, he didn't want to do it, and that he's let the team down. Like, this was meant to be a team activity, and he just couldn't be bothered because it wasn't something that he liked, so he didn't want to do it. That's not what to be in a team's about.
Yeah, I would have liked him to do it today because it's a team thing, innit? And like what we've been learning through this couple of weeks is team is number one. Without team, it's nothing. Like, we can't get nowhere.
Woo! Job well done, boys. Everybody give a tap on the back.
I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. I was quite relaxed in this van and warm as well.
They look like they had a good time.
Good for them. I had a good time.
I am getting more and more worried as time goes on. A lot of people are showing that they're not really team players. I think we really need to pull together. We've only got a couple of weeks left and we need to pull together on a serious level and start becoming a team.
There is potential that they can pull together as a team. Sadly, however, King is causing me serious concern. They need to learn that they just can't opt out when they feel like it.
Another key aim of Eddie's project is challenging the lads to think about the consequences of their crimes. Today, he sent Vinay, the project's youth worker, with Mosh and Dave to a meeting in Sussex.
Today they're going to be meeting up with a woman who has tragically lost her son as a result of joyriding. I'm sending Mosh because he appears to me to have no realisation about the victims of crime.
I don't care about them, and as long as I don't know them. My friend died in a car accident, but he was getting chased by the police. He had to get away from them.
I'm sending Dave because A, he's the team leader, and as a result, if we crack the team leader, it should have a big influence on the rest of the group.
Normally when I drive a stolen car, I'll drive it sensibly. Obviously, I don't want to get caught. I'm not going to go herring around the roads. But if I get chases, I usually put my foot down to the floor and just go. I'm not going to stand about.
I think he's thinking like a criminal. I think he needs to think more like a human being.
Hello. Who are you?
Dave.
Dave?
Good afternoon. Mush.
Mush?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Go on then.
Thank you.
Fight your way through the chairs.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
I take it you've both been in trouble for motoring offences.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 TDA offences. One was aggravated where I hit a police car. And then driving no insurance, driving whilst disqualified, driving without due care and attention.
Were you thinking about something else?
I was being chased by police.
That's my boy. He was just 20. The young lad who killed him was also not much older than you. I think he was 20 or 21. And he'd been racing up and down this country road. This young lad was going in the opposite direction. And the skid marks were shown that by the time he lost control, he was doing 70 miles an hour. This was a road 13 feet wide. My boy didn't stand a chance. He smacked into my boy head on. And my boy was thrown over a hedge, and so was his bike. And there were bits of his bike and bits of him all over that field. And I went to the hospital, and he was, of course, in the intensive care unit. And you know the machine going beep,
Yeah,
beep, beep. I was listening to this machine, and then it went beep. I heard him die. Now, how would you feel if you did that to somebody's mum, let alone killing somebody? I still can't really think about my boy without getting upset.
I thought it was going to be boring and that, but when she started chatting, she got a bit emotional as well. So I got a bit of emotional as well, like. And what she said, everything was true. Just like that, put your foot down and accelerate, or you're driving around bends, you can just knock someone off a bike or a person. It was worth coming, definitely.
While Mosh is shocked, Dave reacts differently.
Yeah, it's a real life thing. Yeah, it happens, but to be honest, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I don't know, I can imagine it happening to me. Obviously, I've had my own little accident, but the way I drive, I can never imagine actually hurting someone else, because I'm not one of those people that does go heaving around roads.
For Dave to be still so hard about it and not understand the grief, the turmoil that went through that woman's head surprises me and leaves me a little bit cold with Dave, because I don't see how that couldn't have a major effect on everybody.
The lads are back at the garage, continuing their work towards a qualification in mechanics. So far, Eddie's lessons in teamwork haven't been going to plan. After refusing to get out of the van at the adventure centre, King's attitude problem is surfacing again.
Come out of the car, please. No.
I'm sitting in the car.
No, you are not allowed to sit in the car, please.
No, nobody has said that apart from you. I'm sitting in the car.
Yes, because I'm responsible here. Come out.
The manager of the garage is forced to lay down the law.
Gentlemen, can you please come out of the car? If by the count of 3 you don't come out of the car, you are going to leave this premises. And I mean it. If you don't come out of this car, you are leaving here.
Why can't everybody else come out of the car as well?
I'm talking to you. I say either you come out or you leave the premises immediately.
So why can't everybody else come out as well?
That is for me to decide. Take your overalls off and leave the premises. I don't want to see you here.
This man, he's a head man. Like, he knows nowhere. Why your hands touch me as well? For you right here, man. Can't just come to my face and tell me to come out of the car. Dom, I don't listen to people like him, man. He keep telling me to get out of the car, so I just sat there, innit? Told me if I didn't get out, he's gonna kick me out, so I sat there anyway. Because if he ain't telling nobody else to get out of the car apart from me, then I'm not moving. So he told me to just take my stuff and go. So that's what I did.
He's going home.
Is it?
And I mean it, he's going home.
that man can't deal with me. That's it. Yeah.
King's been sent home for the rest of the afternoon.
There was a boundary, he's crossed the boundary, and that's why he's been punished for it. I've been concerned about King from day one. It seems like he's got a lot of things going on in his own life, because he's actually been one of the ones who's been quite reserved out of the rest of the group. The rest of the group have gelled quite well together.
The other lads seem keen to move on with their lives and get on with the course, but for some, their pasts are proving hard to escape. Tomorrow, Miff is due in court for stealing a laptop in a house burglary. If he's found guilty, he's looking at 12 months in prison.
Yeah, 6 months back, like, I got nicked on warrant and now they're taking me to court for this. Could be custody, innit?
Yeah, man, he might try it, bro.
I know, and it depends where the judge is. If he's in a happy mood or in a bad mood, he can do whatever he likes.
He's here, he's working, he's shown that he's a good team worker, like, no problems with nobody, like, yeah, man, I'll be very angry if he went jail, really.
You in court?
Yeah.
So you go down. Last time we see him, really? Do you reckon you're going?
Never know.
Where do you reckon you're going?
There's a high chance of it,
High
though.
chance? What's it for?
Burglary.
Keep your head up, man.
Garth was telling me about when he went inside, because he went Feltham, and I know quite a lot of people who went Feltham, yeah, who's been Feltham, and he's telling me about, it's not a nice place, like, most of the people there are always on a hype. They're not there to do their time, they're just there to show people that, yeah, I'm a bigger person, I'm in prison, and that. It's not somewhere I want to go. I don't want to go prison, because I'm doing this project. It's a great opportunity for me to do something which I like doing. If you take me away from it, then it's really going to flop the rest of my life.
If we lose one of our key players, then how are we going to cope in 4 weeks when we're on the track racing?
As Eddie risks losing Miff to prison, rebellion spreads and starts wrecking his plans.
You just don't want to listen to anyone.
She just can't be bothered no more.
If that's their attitude, then really they need to be off the programme.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
Ex-Formula One boss Eddie Jordan is trying to transform the lives of 8 car criminals. But with one of them facing a prison sentence, he's worried his team is in trouble. Eddie's come to pay Miff a visit on what could well be his last night of freedom.
I'm desperate to keep hold of him. I just know that he has the potential to turn his life around. He passionately wants to be a mechanic, and for sure, prison is not the right place for him at the moment. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a bit more scared now, because it's just round the corner. I don't really want to think about the worst. I just want to think about the best bit. So I'm just going to hopefully get away with it. Or
Do you think you deserve that? A lot of people would say you don't.
I do deserve another chance because I am actually doing something with myself.
Do you think the judge is likely to give you another chance?
I don't think it's likely, but hopefully there is a chance for me. And there's no way I'll mess that chance up.
I would say a little prayer if I were you, because you need some divine intervention here.
Yeah.
It's kind of looking grim. Go on, finish me off. Well, if there's an omen, let's hope you're as fortunate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's hope you get a good result tomorrow. That's important.
I just want to make money. That's the main thing in my life. I haven't got no qualifications. The sort of ways I would make money is burglaries or shoplifting, car stereos. I've done quite a few of them. My dad passed away 2001. My mum passed away 2003. When my parents was here, my whole life was alright. But when they went, it just started getting a bit mad. That's it, and it was over. Like, it was gone, everything for me. When I'm nicking cars, yeah, I get a buzz out of it because of the driving. But burglaries, I don't get a buzz out of it. I'm not just breaking into somewhere for fun. I'm breaking into it to make something out of it.
Game over.
It's judgment day for Myth. His future now lies in the hands of the courts.
We're at Stratford Magistrates Court, E15. I'm here for my sentence for burglary case, which I'm gonna get sentenced today. I don't know what's gonna happen. My solicitor told me I'm most probably looking for a prison sentence, which hopefully I don't, because it's gonna make me lose out on this course what I'm doing.
I don't think prison's the right thing for Myth. I don't think this is, for him to go to prison sets him up to fail for the next, for the future. Rather than sending him to prison, I strongly believe that, he should be given a chance to complete the project. That's my main concern here.
I've already been taught my lesson, and I'm just going the straight way now. I'm just trying to sort myself out.
This is a turning point for him, really, and I don't want him to lose out on this opportunity. That's the reason why I'm here.
To tell the truth, yeah, I feel a bit scared. As in, I'm gonna be locked up, because really there's nothing better than freedom, innit?
Right, well, good luck.
Thanks.
Hopefully we'll see you outside.
As this is Myth's second conviction for burglary, it's unlikely that the judge will have much sympathy. Two hours later, Myth's fate has been sealed.
Well, basically, I got sentenced to 18-month probation, 120-hour community service, and a £400 fine. £400 fine, that's a lot. Get me, but good news, he never went to prison.
I hope he's learned a lesson from this, because he's literally got off of this from the skin of his teeth. And if he wasn't involved in this project, he would be going to prison right now as we speak.
Thanks for that.
You can't get more of a tough wake-up call than the threat of going to prison. So I hope that Myth takes advantage of that and actually makes the best of his life.
Eddie's been called with the news on his way back from a lunch meeting.
Myth should be very happy about himself at the moment, and any amount of hours, he should be so grateful to get this second chance, third chance, fourth chance, whatever it is. But this is the last one.
There's important work to be done at the garage today. Tomorrow sees their first course assessment. It'll be their toughest mechanics test so far. But today's turnout is the worst since the project began.
I've got 3 guys that have actually bothered, and that's Nick, Aaron, and Myth, and that's it. We've got this banger race coming up. We want to win, and if they're not prepared to pull in as a team, then we'll just have to use what we've got left. There's only so much I can do. I can wave a stick at them, but if they're not going to turn up, they're not going to turn up. So if that's their attitude, then really they need to be off the programme, as far as I'm concerned. Got to play the game, my friend. You shouldn't be drawing on the chair, should you?
So far, progress on the course has been dogged by court appearances, continual absences, and plummeting attitudes.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the car started so we can pump the brakes and try to test if the brake servo is working, but it's not starting and we don't know what the problem is.
Thank you, gentlemen. Turn the wipers off, can you please?
This is their last chance to practice before their important test. With only 3 lads present, Phil's patience is severely tested.
They've been given the opportunity that a lot of guys don't get, so they need to show willing. I can't motivate them, they've got to motivate themselves. It's got to come from within, and if they're not prepared to do that, then, we don't need them in the group, quite honestly.
It's gone lunchtime, and 5 lads are still missing. Even Dave, who's supposed to be leading the team, has failed to show up. The trainers are worried that the lads are in danger of failing tomorrow's assessment and ultimately messing up their chances of finding work as mechanics after the project.
I feel very definite lack of either understanding or awareness or care. Is it us that's to blame? Are we not getting the message across? Either egos have taken over or whatever, but I'm clearly not happy. I don't understand that they're not jumping.
I mean, I can push these guys so far, but I can't drag them in. It's almost like they start motivated, then they run out of steam by the end of the week.
You're only as good as the best guy that you've got, and you're as bad as the worst guy you've got. And if the worst guy is bringing the rest down, then you have a very dodgy team.
You know, we have to deal with it because it's affecting the rest of the group. They'll do the things when they want to do it, and when they don't want to do it, well, that's.
They turn up when they want. They slag off this, that, and the other. They don't understand that we are giving our time, our effort, to them.
If they don't want to be here when I'm here on the Monday, Thursday and Friday, the door they came in from, the door they can go out from. So some of these guys have already started to flush their careers down the toilet.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
The day of their first crucial assessment has arrived. Eddie has set up a great opportunity to demonstrate their new skills in front of some important people in the motor industry. But some of the lads just don't get it.
Well, we've got no Dave. He's overslept. Not really good enough. Garth's late. He's got lost on the way. How can a guy get lost? He's been coming to us for 4 weeks. And we got Aaron, who's had a crash on his push bike and ripped his tag off. So until he gets the tag back on, he can't really go outdoors.
Phil decides to pick Garth up en route.
Move your way, you bitch! I'm not too happy about it at the end of the day, but there's not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately.
Alright guys, good afternoon. Okay, what we're going to do is split you up into 2 teams, and you're going to go around each car individually and fill in a checklist as if you were doing a service in the main dealership. Have a look, check them over for faults, and if you've got any questions that you need to ask, just ask us.
The 2 teams must compete against the clock to diagnose faults on 3 cars each. 3 weeks into the course, it'll be a telling test of how they might fare in a real workplace.
It's a discipline. It's also about teamwork. It's about motivating each other.
Come on, Nick, get them through it.
But it's also a way of working in the best surroundings and to see how they will discipline themselves for a future employment and future activities.
Okay, let's pick a vehicle, guys. Which one do you want to go for first? How did I know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, we've got all these sheets to do.
All 3 of them.
Blimey, we'll be here till tomorrow.
No,
While one team get off to a good start, something seems to be up with Miff. Having turned down a snack lunch, it's not just food he's lost his appetite for.
Miff, what's going on?
Huh?
What's the problem?
I can't work on an empty stomach.
You're too hungry.
I don't like brown bread with a sandwich. It's not nice. And I don't like cheese and onion pasty. And I don't like sausage roll, whatever it is.
Miff, I'm disappointed, I have to tell you, because I thought everyone has pulled more than their fair share for you.
Since receiving his sentence, Miff has been miserable.
I would have been better off going to prison instead of paying them £400 and 1.5 years probation and serving 120 hours community service. I don't like that, and I'm not going to pay them no money, and I'm not going to do none of my probation.
But you realise what a prison sentence does for you?
I know, I do
Put you in a
realise.
different, and once you go to prison, you know, the likelihood, statistics show that very often you go back again. My view is, I don't understand, and I'd still like you to go and work on the car.
I can't work on empty stuff.
You can't work on an empty stomach. This is, for me, is a form of selfishness. He knows very well that the 2 other people in his team are going to have to do more work to get it done on time. I'm bitterly disappointed because I thought Miff was a far better person than this. Ever since the court, Miff seems to have become another person.
You're going to check the wipers.
Next door, the other team are doing much better, with Nicky taking the lead.
Screen wash.
Except
that one.
Nick obviously doesn't mind writing, which is quite unusual with a group like this, and he's working really well as the leader.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what was the pressure?
No.
This team are working in harmony. They're getting on with it. They're well on track to have the job completed in the 1.5 hours, which has been given to them as a deadline.
Is it me or the window is gone there?
Okay, we're going to look at this one next, guys.
At this moment in time, they're well ahead of the game.
If they win, they're not going to win nothing, so I'm not really bothered about it.
It's probably not a fair competition now, because losing 33% of your workforce is not going to be a very easy task for those guys to catch up.
We could do a little bit more speed, but then again, I don't want them to miss anything, so I expect to get it right.
Midway through the challenge, Myth's not the only one letting his team down. There are problems next door too.
Leave the money on the TV and probably eat before we go.
A bit disappointed in King having his phone switched on and that going off while he's trying to do some work. Come on in, King, let's get it back on.
Yeah, King and his phone, it's just non-stop. He's always messing about with it. He's getting phone calls, and he just don't want to listen to anyone when they ask him to turn it off.
Whose phone is that, yours?
Being deep poo in my classroom, you did that.
After a week of disruptive behaviour, King's card is marked.
My phone isn't ringing every minute, but it seems like that man had a problem with it, but boy, I'm a busy man, innit?
Okay, guys, team over in workshop 2 there. Garth, Nick and King, we managed to find faults on 3 cars. I believe the other team, unfortunately, only did manage to do 2 cars, so that team was the winners this afternoon.
Because Myth didn't join in today, yeah, that's the reason I reckon we lost today. Because there was 3 against 2, innit? That's why we lost. So if Myth was there working, that means 3 on 3 we could have won.
I'm angry about it. I'm more than angry, I'm really disappointed, because I felt that Myth, more than anyone, portrayed and outlined to me his total desire to be a mechanic and to find qualifications to get to the stage that he would be working on nice cars for his life and his career. And I can't see how he can possibly achieve that if this is the way he's going to just willy-nilly opt out.
Despite Eddie's efforts this week, some of them still haven't learned how to work in a team.
I feel the group's falling apart as a team. I mean, people are coming in when they want and going home when they want. Like, everyone's trying to get out of it, like, do whatever they want to do. So I think the teamwork sort of died.
Determined to regain control, Eddie has called everyone back to base for a meeting. But after a day of being told off, King decides he's had enough.
We got into, I think it was Streatham or something like that. And King slid the door open in the middle of the road and just ducked off and said, bye, see you later. People tried to stop him and he just done it disrespectful, he just didn't care, and just ducked off.
King, he's the one that looks like he's just gonna forget that. She just can't be bothered no more.
This could be the last straw for Eddie as his project heads towards meltdown.
I have to decide whether I'm getting the response from you guys or not. I've made a decision. It's finished.
Eddie Jordan's project has reached breaking point. King has proved untamable.
Right, man. This man, he's a man.
Myth has decided he'd rather be in prison.
I'm not going to pay them no money and I'm not going to do none of my probation.
The team boss has vanished and attendance has fallen through the floor. Even rounding the lads up to discuss it has proved impossible. On the way to the meeting, King jumped out of the van at a red light.
That shows that he's not committed to it. He's done it before where he's just sat in the van all day and he ain't bothered to come out and do any work.
He's acting like a child. He needs to realise, he needs to take a step into reality, he needs to take a step into real life and realise that he can't do that all through his life.
I don't think he should really be given this opportunity if he carries on the way he's going.
Eddie's attempts to turn them into a team have failed miserably. His entire project is disintegrating.
I've convened this, what I consider a crisis meeting, about where we are. We've got a couple of weeks to go before the all-important day with the banger race. There's 5 of you here now. There was 3 here the other day. King jumps out of the van. We're losing the focus. I'm not happy. And we need a motivation and a teamwork and everyone working for everybody else. We've got some guys who are willing and happy to be part of it. And what's happening is some others are drawing and dragging the rest of us down. Miff, what's the problem with today?
Everything.
I think you've gone downhill.
I'm angry with the judge, she's pissing me off. That's why I might be having my mood swings and I have to pay them £400.
You feel now it would have been better if you'd gone to jail and got it out of the way. Do you still believe that?
Yeah. So then
I don't understand that. How long do you think you'd have got in jail?
Only 4 months.
When I got put in prison the first time, yeah, it messed my head up more than ever because it gives you all this time. You're locked up in that cell and you're sitting there riding bang up, like looking forward to coming out for an hour, bro, to play a couple of games of pool and have a shower. Everything's all messed up, like it's like a reverse world, man. Everything, you borrow something, you have to give double back.
As far as I'm concerned, I would crawl Mount Everest rather than go to jail. I'd love to smack them. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to give one of them a smack around the head and say, you get on with it and stop snivelling. I'd love to smack Miff today. I have to decide whether I'm getting the response from you guys or not. I want you to understand, we're not doing this for ourselves. It's not me I'm worried about you. What's the problem?
Nothing.
Come on, tell me you're laughing. What's the big deal?
Nothing.
I don't see this a laughing matter. I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What is the story with you fellas?
Miff and Mosh, they seem to just take it as a joke. They don't really care. But if that's the way they want to be, then they're not really going to get far in life.
Tell me, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time?
They're just sad people, really, if they can't accept the way they're being, and that this is basically like a job.
I just don't know what we need to do. I want to help them, and 90% of the time they don't want to help themselves. And you feel you're banging your head against a brick wall. Now, if this was normal business, you'd say, forget it, just not going to happen. But I'm not prepared to do that. I've got to strive to make sure that this happens. What's the story? What do you think?
A lot of people thought this was going to be an easy ride. Yeah, I'm going to be on TV, all happy, really happy like Truffy. Yeah. I'm going to go and get an apprenticeship, I'm just going to do a bit of mechanics, a bit of filming. Thought it was a piece of piss. And they've been shocked because it wasn't as easy as they thought it was going to be. When we first started, the teamwork was there, yeah. There was people like, we was bonding, we was getting on with each other. And then like, slowly but surely, like, it just feels like everyone's just going off to do their own thing and they're more interested in just doing it for themselves.
People need to understand it's not always like so easy to get here, you know? Yeah. Like for where I live, if I miss a train, I'm not gonna get the train until see it. So I'm saying no.
Okay, stop. What happens if you get a job and you decide not to turn up because you missed the train, man?
But I'd have a car.
You what?
I would have a car.
You've got to work to get the car, to pay for the car.
I would have a car.
Let's assume you haven't got the car yet.
Then I would actually have to get up early.
Exactly. Why can't you do that for this?
Because you know what, like I can honestly say, yeah, I get up early, but since I've come off my tag...
You think at this moment in time you're employable? Do you think you would turn up for work?
No, I wouldn't. Because I'm a bit too lazy.
We're looking at this as your turning point. Once you've dealt with that, that's all done, that's in the past. Then you move forward. You can only change what you've done today and move on into tomorrow and look at your future, basically. And that is what this project is about today and tomorrow.
Take the chance that you've got. Come back fighting. Right at this moment in time, I'm frustrated, I'm tired, but I've got to pull myself together and I've got to lead these guys.
Things just need to change or it's just going to go simple.
But I want to be tough with them. I don't have any problem being tough with them and demanding certain things because I think it's the only thing that they can really respect. And at the moment, we seem to be in a situation where it's all too easy to misbehave and get away with it.
After reading the Riot Act, Eddie wants to show them he means business. And one lad has let the team down, time and again.
Yeah, King in his phone.
Why your hands touch me as well, motherfucker? You right here. I don't care what no one says, I'm not getting out of the van.
But he doesn't want to listen to authority.
King slid the door open in the middle of the road and just ducked off and said, bye, see you later.
She just can't be bothered no more, innit?
You are not being fair to yourself because you're pulling yourself back down by some of the decisions that you make.
At the time, I didn't think they were mistakes, because obviously I did them.
At this moment in time, I think it has been a form of disruption which hasn't been good for you, and it certainly hasn't been good for me. I've made a decision. You are not best suited. This is not really for King. And right now, I have decided that it is better for you that we stop the project with you. And I have to say to you, it's finished.
It's his decision. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
I'm sorry, he has been severely disruptive. But if I didn't take this decision with King today, it would become a free-for-all. I'm not prepared to accept that.
Next week on Eddie Jordan's Bad Boy Racers, as Eddie struggles to find drivers for his race team.
Terry has been chasing him all the way, inside, outside, and he's just spun.
Myth finds himself behind bars.
Locked up, kept away from people, my family, friends.
And Eddie's fight to keep his project alive reaches crisis point.
If this guy was employed, he'd be out the door by now.
If you ain't happy with that, then you can go yourself.
If I did carry on beating him with it, I could have killed him.
You've given me no alternative. That's the problem.
Oh!